Hi guys, I'm Nicola McKenzie, founder and insurance specialist here at Dun & McCarthy, and in today's video we'll be looking at a really critical subject for business owners that have shares in addition to other owners within a business, because share protection is absolutely paramount to making sure that your financial future and the continuity of your business operations can ensure a seamless transaction of ownership during unforeseen circumstances. So if you are a business owner with shares in a business, then this video is for you. Stay tuned. Now, if you're thinking about giving your business the resilience it might need and exploring any of the topics that I cover in this video, remember here at Dun & McCarthy, we've got our very own business protection specialists. And our job is to provide you with free advice, to compare options from high street and specialist insurers to give you the cover and the protection that your business needs. Additionally, when you do arrange business protection with one of our team from one of our insurance recommendations, we also give you access to our complimentary will writing service, which is over at mylastwill.co.uk, and that's to make sure that your hard-earned assets are distributed according to your wishes in the event that you were to pass away, which is of course another essential step for entrepreneurs and self-employed individuals. Now, share protection is a crucial arrangement that makes sure that there's a smooth transition of ownership in the event of the death or critical illness of a business owner. Now, this arrangement is particularly valuable for partnerships or companies with multiple owners because it provides a mechanism for the surviving owners to acquire the deceased owner's share of the business. So what I want to do today is look into some of the key aspects of share protection and how it can benefit your business. Now let's look at why share protection is so important. Now imagine your business partner was sadly tragically passes away, and due to the absence of a structured agreement, the beneficiary of their share could become their spouse or their children. Now this scenario brings forward a potential array of challenges and issues, because suddenly the ownership of a significant portion of your business could be in the hands of individuals who might lack the expertise and the understanding needed to contribute effectively to the business's growth and success. So the consequences could be far from ideal, because the dynamics of your business could change drastically as a result. Now, share protection arrangement makes sure that the surviving owners can avoid such a situation. They can avoid unwanted ownership transfers and maintain control of the business. So essentially, guys, it prevents the share from falling into the hands of people that may not have a vested interest in the business's success. But that's not the only concern. Even if you have the option to purchase their shares, what happens if you don't actually have the funds to purchase those shares? They're not readily available, because the reality is, without a well-structured plan in place, you could find yourself in a situation where the funds that you need to buy the share of that deceased business partner is out of your reach. And this is precisely where a shareholders cross-option agreement steps in, which is essentially a strategic framework that gives you the option to acquire the shares. But then it doesn't just stop there. What's important to consider in a scenario like this is protection. So I'm talking life insurance and critical illness cover, but shareholders protection to make sure that you get the necessary tax advantages, etc., because that's going to give you the necessary funds to actually execute the purchase. Because you could have a well-worded contract that gives you the right to buy the shares, but if you haven't got the money to actually buy the shares, then again the agreement is really useless. So a share protection arrangement makes sure that the surviving owners in a business can avoid the unwanted ownership transfers and, like I said earlier, maintain control of the business. So essentially it just prevents the shares from going into the hands of people, like I said, that don't have necessarily the business's best interests at heart, or don't have the knowledge, expertise to add value to the business. Because would you really want to be in a business partnership with your business partner's spouse? Now, maybe the spouse does know a lot about your sector and could add value, but in many cases that's probably not going to happen. Or, you know, if your business partner was to pass away, how would you feel if that share passes to their children? Do their children have the necessary expertise to add value to your business? If not, then you probably want to make sure that you've got the right to purchase those shares and the cash to be able to do it. So now I want to look at choosing the right agreement. So different methods can be considered to look at share protection, and each of those methods have benefits and drawbacks. Now let's look in a little bit more detail about how things work. So for the share protection agreement to be executed, each business owner must maintain a life insurance or a life and critical illness insurance policy. Now these policies would be written in trust for the other owners of the business, and the agreement, often in the form of a cross option agreement, would outline the terms of the share purchase and the conditions under which it can be executed. Now this agreement is typically established collectively among all the owners and can cover a range of potential scenarios. So again, depending on the structure of each business, that agreement would look slightly different depending on what that particular business would require in the event that one of those shareholders passed away. Now let's focus on taxation considerations, because share protection arrangements do have implications for various different taxes. Now inheritance tax, or IHT, can be managed usually by structuring the policy in a trust. Now while the policy written in trust means that any payout under the policy won't be part of the deceased owner's estate for inheritance tax purposes, periodic and exit charges may apply to the trust. Now what a trust does is it will provide a mechanism for transferring the policy ownership without granting full control to beneficiaries. So again, I won't get in the detail of the benefits of a trust today. I've got a separate video on that if anyone wants to know a little bit more about the benefits of trusts, but generally speaking, those are some of the benefits of writing a policy under a trust. Now trustees, which are essential when you put a policy in trust, they are responsible for managing the policy and acting in the beneficiary's best interests. So the beneficiaries are the people that will benefit from the payout under the policy, probably the other business owners in this example, and the trustees are responsible for managing the policy. So again, that could also be the business owners, depending on a variety of different factors, because who you appoint as trustees has to be a really careful consideration. But ultimately the trust should usually be established before the policy starts, and again it should be tailored to the business's unique circumstances. Now capital gains tax and income tax considerations also might come into play. So I think it's really important when you're looking at shareholders protection to make sure that you do consult with legal and tax advisors, again just to make sure that you are structuring things in the best possible way from a tax perspective. Now how much does share protection cost? Now the cost of shareholders or partnership agreements can vary significantly. Again guys, this is going to depend on how complex the agreement is, how much time it takes to reach an agreement. Now a straightforward agreement might cost as little as a few £100s by a legal advisor or a solicitor. Again, here at Dun & McCarthy we do have solicitors in our office that can help. Now once you've got the agreement part of it sorted, you then obviously need to look at the cost of the life or the critical illness policy, and that's going to enable the surviving owners, like I said, to actually buy the shares. And again, the cost of that type of insurance policy can vary widely based on a range of different factors. So mainly how much cover you'll need, so what's the value of the share that you'll need to purchase, that will dictate how much cover you need, and of course that will influence the cost. Now, how much the share is worth at the time you take a policy out should be regularly reviewed, because of course the value of a business can increase. Therefore, the share of that person that's deceased could increase, because if you're setting up a policy today and then the shareholder dies 5 years from now, a business's growth, businesses can be worth significantly more in a short space of 5 years. So if you've only taken out £100,000 cover today, because at the moment the business is only worth a few £100,000 and there's 3 of you, and then it becomes a multi-million pound venture 5 years from now, of course that policy is going to be quickly outdated. So you do need to make sure that you do review the protection quite regularly. Now other factors such as your age, your health, your occupation, the amount of cover like I mentioned, and also the additional benefits that you choose when you take the policy out, all of these things can have an influence on the cost. But it's always recommended, guys, to make sure you reach out to us. We're the experts. We can provide you with personalised costings and help you find the best plan that suits your needs and your budget, because cheap isn't always best. And often the less you pay for things like insurance, the less that you're covered for ultimately. Now, in summary, share protection, as I said, is something that I think is incredibly important where you've got business owners that have shares in a business. It's an essential tool for making sure that the continuity of your business has a smooth transfer of ownership in times of uncertainty. And by understanding the nuances and the implications of share protection, it means that you can create a well-structured arrangement to make sure that the business stability is not affected because one of the owners pass away, and also make sure that you're protecting the interests of all the owners. So make sure that you head over to our website, dm.mortgage, so that we can give you some help. Don't leave you and your business exposed. Take action now. Book a free appointment with our dedicated business protection specialists, and we can help you to make sure that you've got that peace of mind that you need. Make sure as well that you do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you found today's video useful. Also, there is a series of videos dedicated to business protection, so make sure that you check out the other videos in the series, and I'll look forward to catching up with you in the next video.